July 2nd. So, welcome. We are excited to be talking to Jillian and Claudia again tonight. They're going to share, I think they're both winding up their 14 days here journey that they've been testing the new kit out. They're also going to be sharing some new items that are going to help the reset that you'll be doing in August. And we are aiming for August first having the start with the group. So if you're interested in doing a reset or a detox with a group, which always makes it more fun, this is the group you want to join. We have a group or a community where we share great ideas. We help you through any obstacles that you may be overcoming because sometimes your body decides to release things in different ways and reacts in different ways. And sometimes that might be a little scary to someone who's never been through the detox journey. So we're here for you. We can also share tips on how to get through any hurdles in regards to cravings or wanting to chew or exhaustion or headaches or how to just pamper yourself when you need to do that. So I'm excited tonight to be walking through with the journey with Claudia and Jillian. But first, I guess I should tell you who I am. I'm Dodie Dietz, the lead detox coach. And I've been a detoxer or a resetter for many, many years. And I found this program works the best for me. I've went from box kits in a natural path store and journeyed to Dr. Ronnie's program, which was juicing. And now we have found the place I like to call my detox home, where I can just grab and go, shake it in some water and release and still continue on with the day, not going through a transition that I think I need to be at home or in the bathroom all the time. So, Dr. Ronnie has an exclusive opportunity where you can have a phone consultation with her. We can set that up. Or you can actually go right to Martha's Vineyard and spend 21 days, 4 days, whatever you choose with her on the island. And she walks you through your health journey and sends you home well equipped.
Okay. All right. So now we're actually going to talk a little bit about the experience. So I'm going to come forward if that's
Yeah,
okay
I
with
would love that. Because
Okay.
what day are you on, Jillian?
I'm actually on day 14. So this is the end of my 14-day journey. And I have had incredible results, even with some hurdles. Like, oh my gosh, I was up and down like in some cases. So that's part of the journey that we're going to talk about today. And I know Claudia, and I'm going to bring her up as well because we were kind of like the guinea pigs for this, right, Claudia? We thought we would
Yes.
just, although this is not new. The only difference is I just want to be clear about this. We're not just introducing people to something that hasn't been vetted or tried. We actually did a version of this last fall. We had a bunch of people do this version of this last fall, and we actually had a different name for it. It was called Detox for Energy. However, what we did is we evolved when we learned more about the exciting things that were coming down the pipe when it comes to the nutraceutical company that we partner with, right? So,
So, Jillian, I think we should share right now that between the three of us, we have been on detoxing and resetting. This isn't the first one or two times. So I
no.
think we need to be clear on that. Like the three of us could probably write a book on what you can expect, right? And how to overcome it. Because if one of us hasn't done it, the other one has.
Thank you
So
for bringing that up. Because you know what?
right? So all three of us have done the original program, which was creating juices, creating soups, drinking broths, and we did the full 28 days, which includes incorporating foods back in. So I think leading up to it, we've found a program now that is compact, convenient, and versatile for everyone.
Correct. And you know what? It's funny because I was trying to think of how long ago it was that we actually did the community. And we actually did, I remember we did our first group, trial of the program. I think, Claudia, you were part of one of the original people that came in, and it was actually July of 4 years ago. 4 years ago that we had about over 100 people get together and do this program, like the 28-day program or 21 days with 7 days reintroduction, right? And that we had huge success and incredible success. And but again, it was a beta test, so it was really kind of like undercover, and it was like, we just brought in some select people for it. But I want to remind everybody, and Claudia, you're one of them. We charged $1,500 just
I
to
was
access the.
American
Yes, remember, it was
and we paid it.
1,500. Yes, and people paid it to get in just to learn the process, just to learn the process. And then on top of that, you obviously had to bring in and, your own either juices, or in some cases people were bringing in their own supplements. And I know Claudia came in with some versions of her supplements because she was partnering with the company we chose to go with now. Um, and I just want to remind everybody about that, because in a lot of cases, they don't realize the gift that has been given over the last couple of years. But for those that did another round of testing, so we were giving people free access for a while to get into testing the program, because we want to make sure that we have some good experiences. And we're not sending people off to get an injection. We're not sending people off to go get lab work. We're not sending them off to go get a prescription. You know, we're just doing this naturally with a process that was based on a process that has worked with Dr. Ronnie, and we created an online version and modified it as we evolved. Right, Dodie?
Mhm.
So
Yes.
so that's what we've done now. Now we're at the next stage of modification, which is, allowing people the option and flexibility to do what they need to do based on their specific needs. And maybe they have allergies, maybe they're based on certain locations, maybe they're not necessarily able to access certain things, or maybe they have a certain preference in terms of how they modify, or their time stretch. Maybe they don't like to have the soups, you know. So we have flexibility now, and that's what Claudia and I did. We spent the last 2 weeks testing out the all liquid process that is so easy, is following a rainbow rhythm. And basically, you wake up, you have one drink, and then you have your water, then you have another drink, and you have your water, and you're just following a rhythm that follows the rainbow colors, and it's simple. And I have to admit, released 17.5 pounds. Granted, I needed to release it because I think for those who've been following me, have been fighting some, exposure to mold, and I was extremely inflamed, and I haven't been moving like I should do, and I released it quite quickly. But I'm just going to share my story, then Claudia, I'm going to ask you about yours, because yours had a different story. But I actually had to stop, early, because my body said, you know what? I'm dumping a lot. I was craving. I went and got myself some protein. I got myself some meat because I like my meat. I had to get meat, and I had like eggs, and I had a piece of beef, and I had some protein for the last couple of days, but I still lost some weight, So my body needed that, probably because I dumped so much so quickly. I don't know. Like, we don't know our bodies until we live it, but the difference is, which I know Claudia and I talked about, is I'm giving myself grace. Like, old Jillian was like, oh my gosh, I fell off the wagon. I didn't actually do what I needed to do. I wasn't following the program. Maybe it wasn't, this is so much different because I've now learned over time to just go with the rhythm and just allow myself that grace. And my body now wants the protein, and that's great. That's fine. I've released all the toxins, I believe. I've released all the inflammation. I'm going to just now give my body what it needs, which is protein and some essential fatty acids. And then I'm going to take a little break, and then I'm going to modify this so I can maybe release another 10 pounds, which is my goal, right? But I know what to do, and I know how to maintain it, which is a lot safer than what I've seen with some people that I know, right? So how has your experience been, Claudia? Like, what are your thoughts about this?
I think we really hit it big, Jillian, because what Dodie was saying. So all of us have walked a different path, and I have been detoxing, and I call it detox because it was really just doing a fiber system with a super detox, which was two of our products that were with the company that we partner with since 2015. And I used to run these challenges 2016, 2017. I'm running these challenges just with two things, colon cleanse and liver cleanse. That's it. So when we incorporated the green box, which was about 2019, it was a more that's when they called it the first reset, right? Because it was more not just what is a cleanse or a detox, but it was resetting with that probiotic and, adding that aloe vera to the box and everything. But you still had and must really eat at least 2 to 3 meals because it's a fiber based. So that's when you met me. And when I got introduced into all juicing, I thought, my goodness, I've been doing this for a long time. So what if I do like this one, which is 28 days? And I did. But to be honest, it was, even though I had done already so many years of it, I found that it was a little bit difficult. But I don't want to say difficult. It was just challenging. But I did it. And I was amazed about how fast I could release. And it was just incredible. And then the 100 people and in the community. And I fell in love with it. But I consistently found that every time we tried to continue to get people to do the 28-day release, there was a hurdle. And that hurdle was, I don't think I can do 28 days with this. Like, that's a lot of days. Or really, all liquid diet? My goodness, what you guys are crazy. Like, that's the hurdle we found. So I think now, Jillian, we really have found that happy balance. You want to do it with meals? Great. We can do the kit. You want to do it where you get the, results that are, proven, proven, lots of release of weight. Maybe if it's your body and it's in you, you could even go off some of the, prescriptions, because we have people that have done it because their body's so clean. But really, really, I think the happy middle has been great for me. So the difference between you and me was that I actually did started kind of also breaking my 14 days on day 4. Day 3, day 4, I ate something that I'm supposed not to. And then I said, Jillian, you know what? What if I test for people that actually think that they're like dying from starvation, and I eat a little something, but very tiny. If it's an egg, maybe an egg. If it's because I'm not trying to just stop the whole, with the 28, we're stopping every single macro. We're stopping carbs, fats, and protein. We want to allow the body to rest, and we want to allow every organ to rest, and we want the digestive enzymes to be at their maximum rest so we can reset them. Okay, perfect. We have that 28. It is so proven and so great to put everything at rest. But what if we don't put everything at rest? So I'm happy to report that I'm still with my 10 pounds less, even though every day, by choice and very healthy. And, it had to be something that I made, not from a box, not from, I made myself some rules. But what if I did eat an organic egg? What happened? Nothing. I said, I could see this, I could see the changes. So every day I'm actually weighing myself twice, in the morning and in the evening. And I'm going to go for another 7 days, but this time I'm going to measure my glucose as well. So I'm going to see what brings my glucose level up and what brings it down. So that's going to be my test as of tomorrow. I got the machine, the little poking thingy ready. I've never done it, but my mom's diabetic. So I did do it once to test it, but now I'm going to do it because I really do want to find what the spikes are. But what I'm happy, Jillian, really happy, is that the 14 days went really well. I was super energized. The fact that I was eating something was not even because I was craving it. It's just that I really just wanted to kind of go like, what happens with my weight if I actually eat something that is not obviously bread or dessert? So like a fruit, I would eat half an apple. And I was like, let me see. But now I'm going to actually test it with glucometer, Jillian, so that I can go another 7 days just the way I'm doing it. But now I'm going to see if I can get some numbers for our data of what's causing the spikes. Like maybe people can put, and everybody will be independent. But what if we can like have people eat that, and it will depend on choices. That's why we have the coaches, right? Because really it's going to be a personal choice. So that's my report. I'm flat 10 pounds. My goal is another 10 pounds. Like I said, I want to hit those 10 pounds. It doesn't have to be in the 7 days. I'm going to give myself 1 month, and that would bring me to the weight that I want and that I set up as my goal. But it was like we talked about it. It was never really about weight, but that's my happy one. Like that's where I want to be. So that's it, Jillian. That's it
Claudia,
for
did
me.
you still do workouts every day?
I'm not working out, but because of an injury,
Okay.
but my injury is gone. I just have one more treatment next week, and then I'll be back to working out. So I'll still be working out while I'm in my reset. So in my, alternative reset. We're gonna call. I said to Jillian, you know what? I'm gonna call it alternative reset, which is just a little different. But we're testing right now, so I just wanted to give some numbers on that. So yeah, but I could energy wise, I could probably go and do a jog, spinning, rowing, everything I do, I
Okay.
could probably do. The energy levels there. I don't have any. Oh, Sanalia actually is in a modified as well, and she's working out. She works out 1 to 2 hours a day. She has no issues, but she's on a one meal a day, and then the reset, the rainbow reset, but then with one meal a day. But she works out a lot, 4 times a week or 3 times a week. So
Awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Jillian, you're on mute. I was going to ask you too. I know you have 2 feet and a heartbeat on the island.
Oh, I know. You know what? I'll tell you something right now, but there is interesting about, there's so many people talk about keto diets and, the fact that we actually offer nutrition. This is high liquid nutrition. Like there's a big change, this differentiator. We're not abstaining from having nothing to eat to a small little window where you can eat. We're actually giving your body every 2 hours some really high quality nutrition that your body needs. We're just not giving it the calories. We're not giving it the fiber so your body can rest. That's the whole difference. People usually use the term detox, which people get scared because we're not actually doing a colonoscopy. We're not flushing out our system with toxic, like it was not a harsh thing. What we're doing is the body's getting a reset, is they're getting an opportunity to rest because we're not digesting things. We're not having to give our liver something to process. We're not having to give our stomach something to digest. So it gives our body a chance to relax. And we've gone through so much education. We've spent like 5 years learning, and this has been something above and beyond. Like it was a passion project for my health initially, but now it's become a mission. Not just as an intro to what we need to offer. If you need to go on a health regime or you need to add in some, a process that's going to help you heal, this is the first step we always recommend you do, regardless of what process or recommendation that you have when going to a health process. So like it could be the Digest for Life, which is again augmented with food. So it's just we give you suggestions on a plan for that. Some meal plans. But then you're right, like this one is actually the signature program because it's easy. As I would actually say, it's a corporate reset. For those that are the mothers, working moms, and there are busy moms that want to get into that bikini. I think this is the perfect reset for them, right? Because it's they don't have to worry about cooking. Because they just have to put powder and go, and they're ready to go, right? And then they have everything they need to get into that bikini. If you want to do it for 7 days or 14 days, it's great. I just think we just need to get better at getting the message out to everybody to know that we have. And that's one of the things that I know Dodie and, Claudia and everybody here in the room that's listening, is that we are going to do a sprint. And it's interesting. I'm getting people that I did the original program, Dodie, that are calling me up and saying,
Awesome.
I need to feel good again. All the way from Australia to UK, all our previous members are going, what do I need to do to feel good again? I said, it's just a matter of joining our Feel Good Again Reset program. And, on that note, I just want to remind everybody, we do have a private community called Feel Good Again Reset. And, you can join that community. It is $44 right now, up until August 1st. So we've extended the founder rate. And, for more details, message one of us, or one of the coaches that invited you to this call tonight, because that's the only way you're going to get in. You have to go through a coach in order to access the program. So you have to message either myself, Claudia, Dodie, Rita, Casey, Cowinder, Senelia. The list of the coaches, if they posted this opportunity on their wall, message them directly. They'll send you the link to the community. It's an all access pass to get all the information, regardless of which pathway you want to get into. And that includes
Mhm.
recipes, soup recipes, maintenance recipes. Everything that we've learned over the last 5 years is now contained within this community. So it's up to you to decide which pathway to go. I mean, I could put up more slides today right now, but I don't think we need to. Um, I think the bottom line is that this is a huge opportunity for you to heal. That is my mission. I want people to feel good and share good. Ultimately, if we were in it for the money, I would have asked each and every one of us, and even the people behind us that have done the program, the hundreds of people that have done this program, to pay the $1,500, but we never did. We offered it for free because we wanted to make sure that we had solid proof, we had the facts, and that we knew that it worked. And so far, I am proud, just like you are. I know you are, Claudia, and I know you are, Dodie, of all those that we've helped change their lives. And then the feedback we get is how they sometimes, I think in some cases, don't even realize the gift that they've been given when it comes to the generation of
Right.
health, right? So, what are your thoughts
Mhm.
on that, Dodie? Because I know you have a lot of people you've introduced this to, but I sometimes, based on our observations and what we've seen with people suffering, those that do feel good, they don't realize they almost like they forget where they came
Yeah, they
from.
do. They do. That's why I wish I was a little fairy and I flew around and sprinkled some of our micronutrition on them. And then they woke up feeling like we do because you're not supposed to wake up going, oh, my aching bones. That's not normal.
No,
Not at all.
I
So
know. And
and
depend,
there's so many things like from bowel movements to inflammation to menopause to even skin irritations. Like one of my best ahas when I did the very first program, like the full spend an hour and a half in the kitchen every 3 days to juice, I noticed my skin. I was getting like you might have a dry patch. It was gone after, but I stayed religious. I drank juices I went to the lifestyle diet or
yeah,
lifestyle
lots of
regime.
research. Yeah,
Yeah, a reset. And I
yeah.
did that for, another year until I was ready to do my 21 days. So it does make a difference. Your sleeping patterns. Like there's things that we're putting in our body when we open a bag or take a box or put lotion on or inhale a perfume bottle. That's not supposed to be there. That's disrupting our hormones, the way our body reacts to things. So giving yourself that break is like changing the oil in your car or taking the filter out of your dryer. It just helps you perform at your maximum. And believe me, you only get one capsule to live in. Make sure you take the best care
Oh,
of
I
it.
like that. I like that. Do you know what I do like, Dodie? I like the whole capsule is we have I know we did juices before, but the difference is that we're now adding the immune intelligence factor to what we're doing. So the
And
prevention.
that's what you two should share is
Yes,
because, and I've experienced it too. When you juice, there's the work of juicing, but then there were also some bigger healing opportunities when we did that system as opposed to doing the convenient for the girl on the go person or
correct. Correct.
right.
And some people may, depending on their journey that they're going through, may have to have a different result when it comes to the healing opportunities because because depending on how much toxic overload they're carrying, like I did, like I lost 31 pounds in like 21 days,
But let's talk
right?
about
And
that.
that's
You
not
went
right.
there never doing that. Your
No,
body had never, so she never emptied her filter in the dryer.
no,
She
ever.
never changed her oil. She
No.
put 300,000 kilometers on her capsule and then decided to change the oil.
Exactly. Like I was carrying a big wastebasket. Like it's like what? Basically, think about it. It's like carrying a bag of garbage over your shoulder or actually around my belly. Basically, that's what I was doing. 31 pounds of garbage was being carried around by my liver. And I had cirrhosis of the liver. And I went through a journey. Like, but like, I don't even want to go there. And thank the Lord that I have gone through that, because I was able to now to put my body in a reset to the point where I became so clean. The story is, and I remember being on a call with Dr. Ronnie because I had to go get an EpiPen. I came home and I was getting ready to take a picture for an updated passport. And I put on some makeup and I put on some cream. And within minutes of putting that on, my face blew up and my throat closed up. I had not realized I was actually carrying so much inflammation from a lot of things that I had been toxic to or exposed to, and that I just consistently for years, it lathered it on because your skin is your biggest detox organ and you absorb so much on it that I didn't realize the damage I was doing. And you were talking about fragrances. Like I mean, I used
Yeah.
to work in the fragrance
Oh, we all
sector.
did in the fragrance world.
Like I literally inhaled like all those brand names. Don't even get me started. I mean, I used to work for a major in like a boutique back in the day, and I was spraying it on my neck
Yeah.
every single day.
Oh my
I have
goodness,
to
yeah.
say that if we gather the data, and I don't want to say that those 15 years in that company actually did something. I don't want to say it because I really am very proud to have worked there and I love it.
Mhm.
But I do have to say that the three of us have one commonality, and now we are here, 10 years later with this commonality. And I have to tell you that right now, up until this day, I cannot wear perfume on my skin directly because it will
Mhm.
actually feel like it's burning through my skin. So I don't wear perfume. I only wear essential oils. And I do sometimes put a little bit of perfume in my hair just because, my husband likes it. It smells nice. So I wear, but if it falls in my skin, it's like really, and the other thing is the lotions. I cannot, if I start wearing any lotion that is not from the company that we now partner with, I actually get hives. I get itchy. So I do know that 15 years of sampling for, in our meetings and our trainings and everything, I don't want to say that they're bad. They're actually a very good company, but maybe it was my body that now became resistant to so many years of wearing that brand, or maybe it was because it was the same brand. I don't know, but I cannot put any
Well,
lotion
and
anymore.
you've got to think about
I don't
what
know what happened, but I
the
can't do it.
criteria for letting those things be put on our skin, right? That wasn't there. Plus, in our defense and other people back then, we didn't have the knowledge we have now. Like now, I'm like forever reading labels. Like I'm at the grocery store last
Yeah,
night
exactly,
reading
exactly,
labels. Drives
And
Troy crazy. But that's what
absolutely. But
you
I'll
do.
give you an example, and just so that we can get away from that brand and into another brand. So the other day I go and I want to buy a deodorant, because we don't have deodorants anymore in our company. So I wanted to buy something and it was out of stock. So I got this one. I don't want to, like, I don't even know it, but I want to say about the experience. So I couldn't find the one I wanted, which was one that it's completely organic. And I said, oh gosh, what happened? And so the girl comes, she's probably 20, and she's like, oh, you should use Yucca. And I'm like, what's Yucca? And she's like, oh, you just scan it and it tells you everything that is not good for your skin. And I'm thinking, oh my goodness, like this millennials, like there's so much into just putting there. So I ended up buying what she told me, which she was saying. She's like, oh, it's great. It smells great. It's completely organic. It's not going to go. And she started giving me. So where I'm going with this is that our young people today are not like us. We would put anything and everything on and it didn't matter. But people today, young people today, they're not like us anymore. They're very careful with what they put in their skin. They're very, my niece being one of them. My niece does not eat, like, she is absolutely gorgeous in every way, and it's because she takes very good care of herself. She doesn't put in her body anything that shouldn't really be there, and she shows it. So we do have a new generation of people, and with new apps and making it easier, like you said before, we were like, what is this? Now we just, you know
well,
chat GPT it or whatever, and it tells us that maybe that may not be good. And again, it depends on your body. I don't want to say that also it was because I started detoxing and resetting, but yeah, just like Jillian, it was when I started being cleaner. My sister, it happened the same thing, and the body started saying, you can't eat that anymore. And so I was like,
Yeah.
oh, but I want to enjoy this burger, greasy burger from the street. And no, it will absolutely, like, it'll outpay the price. And that was after resetting,
Well,
right? So
and you know what? I absolutely agree with you. We are all subjected with, toxic overload in every single direction, regardless of which direction we go in, internal, external, everywhere. And environmentally, there's a lot of hits. But that's part of what we're doing inside the community is not just telling you, this is what you should take when. It is about the reminders of being real and being authentic and sharing the stories and sharing the knowledge and sharing the little tips. I have one tip that I did that I share lymphatic drainage tips. I share little Tai Chi tips. I share like massage tips. I share everything in there. Like if I see something that I know is going to add value, is shared inside of our community. Like one of the tips I shared with you was like I dumped 4.5 pounds in one day. What did I do differently? I'll tell you what I did differently. I added some castor oil massaging from a lymphatic drainage, and I actually do have a vibrational machine that now Dodie has one. But I basically went through and diligently the day before did the dry brushing, but also then used the castor oil in certain locations with strategic um, massaging, and I shared that knowledge inside the community. And 4.5, and I dumped a lot of stuff that I was carrying. And also I also went for a sea soak. I fortunately can't do that, but there are things inside that community that we'll be sharing inside there, including how to have
Mhm.
do an enema. It's not something I want to publicly do. I'm not going to do a presentation and do a public and presentation how to
Come
do
with me into my
something.
bathroom.
But there are things that we can show you inside the community. And that's why I want people to know the value of what you're going to get because it's an open access and it's great for, camaraderie and the fact that we have a private chat group so that you can ask the questions that you feel too embarrassed to say publicly on social media, right? Like we've had questions in the past about, is this color poop okay? Yeah, we can talk those things, right? We could
And
talk
how
those things.
often?
And how often? I didn't poop in 4 days. Oh, it's okay. You haven't had any food in 4 days. I think you're going to be fine. But, these are the kind of things we have, camaraderie and the fact that we don't even see each other in the same room. I love that. So, on that note, if you want in, please message one of us. It's a great opportunity to get in. And for those that, are have any questions, or it's not just for women. My husband's done it, and we've had many men do it. I know Sonelia's husband is a big lover of it. We've got many men that have gone through the program. And by the way, we have tons of testimonials, and we have a video library now that's being built. And if you're a former member or somebody that's done the program in the past, please message us because we do have that special founder rate that's open for you guys as well. So we want to make sure you get in for the next round, which will be August 1st. We're going to do this as a big group like we've done in the past. But if you get the products which are available now, you can do it whenever it's convenient because it's pretty straightforward. It is really just about following the rainbow and living the rhythm. And it's so easy. Okay. So on that note, I'm going to hand it over to you, Dodie, to close off, and then we're going to go to the private room. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we will thank everyone for joining us tonight. We look forward to seeing you in our community. I am live next Thursday at the same time, same place, and I hope you can join me. We have so much information to share with you. We can't possibly share it all in one night. Now, what we do is we move over to a private room where we can have open discussions if any of you have any questions that you want to ask. But thank you again for joining us and have a wonderful rest of your evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you done? I have to go. I am so
Yes,
sorry.
thank you. No worries. That's okay. We'll stay in the community for any questions that's in the community. We stop recording.
It looks like it's still on, Jillian.